Good morning! I'm just recording the quickest ever video this morning to keep up the momentum now that I've decided to do this. I have to say thank you so much to everyone who commented on my Instagram post when I launched this. Such lovely comments, so much support from you, certain people in particular. Thank you so much. I don't have it in front of me to thank you all individually, but it really means a lot to me, and it's great that now I have this motivation to keep going. So this morning I'm just going to show you quickly the knit I'll be wearing today, which is my exploration station. Fresh off the needles, last weekend I wore it for the first time on Sunday to a craft fair here in Montreal, Puce Pop, which is effectively a flea market. Well, Puce, marché aux puces means flea market. Puce is a flea. And Puce Pop is a beautiful craft market, stunning stuff, amazing vendors from all over Montreal, Canada, part of the Pop Montreal Music Festival weekend, as well as they also do film, they do art, they do talks, record fair. It's a brilliant, fun weekend all over the city. So I thought I needed something to impress when I went. So I had this finished in time. Here it is. It does not fit on the screen. I did not block the chevron points particularly aggressively. My blocking mats are actually too small to accommodate this all at one time. So I quite like the wave effect for now. Definitely too much to put it aside until I buy new blocking mats. I want to wear it, but that's something I will probably do in the future. The colours I've used are listed on the Ravelry project for this, which is under my name there, Knit the Sundown, all one word, lowercase. I used 2 skeins of Tosh Merino Light from Madeline Tosh and 2 skeins of Skinny Singles Merino from Hedgehog Fibers, both of which I love. I love the effect of skinny singles together. A lot of independent dyers do skinny single lines. I have some I'm looking at right now from Riverside Studios that I love, and it gives a sort of, because it's not plied, it's a single strand, and it has a sort of felted effect. I'd love to know how to spin that way, and learn a bit more about how it's made. But it has this really soft, feathery, not quite halo effect, because it doesn't have that tight round ply. So I love that for shawls. And I use the colours Construct and Ghost in Hedgehog Fibers, and I use Thyme, Thyme, which is this beautiful herby green colour, and Composition But Grey that I've had sticking around forever. I got it at Knitomatic in Toronto probably 3 years ago. It's been frogged a couple times, but that shows the quality really of Madeline Tosh. Tosh Merino Light is just fantastic, because I've knit and blocked Composition But Grey probably at least twice, and frogged it just by pulling it out and rolling it into a ball, not even skeening it, soaking it, refreshing it the fancy way, proper way. So it really holds up very, very well. You can't even tell that it had been frogged before. The kinks just come right out. So I'm going to be wearing this big blanket shawl, which I love because it gets cold at work. So I've been wearing it a couple days there. And then a sad event that I wasn't going to expect to have to talk to you about was the addition of this to my mending pile. This is a cashmere A-line sweater I got from Club Monaco on sale. I love their sales. They give students 25% off, even on sales. Love that. And I just pulled it out off a hanger in my wardrobe, and I found two big and one tiny little moth hole. I was scraping moth cocoons off it. So that's gross. I always hate doing that because they always look like pilling. And then you realize it's not pilling. It's disgusting. So I don't think I have a major moth problem. I inspect periodically. I see moths around. I see them around my wall, my yarn wall that I showed you in the first podcast. I squish them and everything. I frequently dig around in my sweater basket. I don't have anything that's left undisturbed for long periods of time. Oh, it's hot in here already. I'll take this off until I leave the house. So I don't think I have a real problem, but it's still sad. I'm going to darn this. Luckily it's on both holes are on the black stripes. So I have a drops alpaca, really fine fingering that I could use to darn this up. That one, my finger's coming through. I don't want to exacerbate it. I guess moths love cashmere, I've heard. So that's a shame. But unfortunately this has not really stood the test of time. I gleaned it. The gleaner is a really brilliant pill and fuzz remover. It was invented by someone here in Montreal, and she kind of really hit the big time because they ended up in the gift baskets, the booty bags at the Oscars this year. So I can't imagine that anyone who got a gift bag at the Oscars actually cleans the pills off their own knitwear. They probably will have people to do it for them, but maybe now a bunch of wardrobe artists are running around LA with cleaners. I also have one work in progress I wanted to show you. I have more. It's a little tricky because some of them are gifts. So I don't really want to, I have something going for my mum right now. I haven't told her about this podcast, so maybe I won't tell her about it until I've given her what she's getting. But I'll also maybe show it later. But one of the things I'm working on for me is a sock. I got this Debbie Bliss Find an Eagle tweed. It is, excuse my messy house behind me, merino wool and cashmere, 95% wool, 5% cashmere. And I got it originally to try out with my knitting machine. I don't know enough about my knitting machine to know about the best tensions for different fibers. So I tried it on a looser tension. It did not work out. It jammed. Even though this is a fingering, it's probably registering as a heavier fingering. On my machine, which is lace and fingering. It's a Singer LK, I believe it's a 155. I'm going to my first class for it next Tuesday, which I'm very excited about. So knitting machine talk is not for this podcast, it's for another podcast. However, my rationale behind getting this beautiful yarn when we got it new in stock from at Espace Tricot was because I'd seen some beautiful purple tweed sweaters. I don't have a purple sweater. I was thinking just something really simple and boxy, not boxy by Giorgi Locatelli, but something a little more rustic, structured, but still probably just 2 rectangles with short row shoulders, that sort of thing. However, given that my machine didn't handle it very well, and I didn't want to knit another 3mm sweater in fingering weight, after a summer of doing just that, I decided it would be gorgeous for socks, and it sure is. I'm knitting it on these Addi flip sticks, which I really like, only I don't like knitting socks on 8-inch DPNs. So I don't know, I've also yet to look for 6-inch Addi DPNs. But I love them. They're 2mm, which is a step down from what I usually use for socks. I usually use 2.5. But I'm really liking them because my tension is looser on metal. And it also means that I'm not having to hold such a tight tension as I'm knitting to keep it looking even. So maybe I'll step down and do socks on 2mm from now on. I'm using an elements of 2 patterns as structure. I love toe-up socks, and I wanted to learn a couple more heels styles. So far I've done the regular gusset heel and afterthought. This is called Crystal. It is a free pattern available on Knitty, created by Lynn D.T. Hirschberger. She is also known as Colorjoy and Lynn H. Those are the details I got from her Knitty page. It's issue 12, SS12, Spring Summer 2012, I guess that means. And it is sort of constructed as a swirl, starting with a rectangle at the toe. So it's almost as if you're starting with a garter tab, a large garter tab of 10 rows, I think. It is a free pattern, so I'm not giving away anything. I encourage you to check it out. I'll put the link in the comments. Or maybe I'll put it in a little box around here, but I haven't tried that on YouTube yet, so no promises. And then it's sort of constructed in a spiral out from, well, knitting it around is always a spiral, but the increases are placed regularly instead of at corners. around this rectangle that starts out. So I knit the toe, and then I started using the Hermione's Everyday Sock Stitch pattern, which doesn't show up particularly clearly because it's this dark tweed, but it does give this extra nubbly texture to tweed, what is already a very tweedy yarn. I love it. It's got flecks of like acid green and fluorescent pink, and I've really got to find a better lighting situation because I'm not showing you this very well. I promise that here's a goal, by the time I finish these socks, I will have a better lighting setup. I don't really have any lamps in my place. I have one of them on over there, I have another over there. I like doing these in the morning because of all the natural light we get, but I had some great constructive criticism from my colleague Amalia, who was talking about have a light in front of you and a light behind you. So I turned on the light up there, but we'll see. Early days yet. I just want to keep going with this, keep motivated. Even if I don't have the perfect setup, if I spent ages trying to order things off Amazon and set everything up perfectly, I would never get started. So here we are. And here I go, because it is 8:30 and I've got to get to work. It's a friend's birthday. I don't think I'll arrive before her, but I wanted to try to put a little something on her desk. She's a knitter as well, so I didn't knit her anything. She can knit something for herself. Got her something so that she can knit something for herself. And so I'm going to put this sock away. I'll show you the project bags in later because I want to talk a lot about them, and I don't have time now. Well, thank you for sticking with me if you're still watching me. Episode 2, and that's about it. I'll see you guys later.